Hello, and this is Go Find Yourself. I'm Ken Childs. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm down in Rhythmia right now at the Rhythmia Life Advancement Center, the only licensed facility in the world that facilitates ayahuasca. So I've been here once before, about 8 months ago. I had an incredible experience, made me come back 2 weeks ago. And what I did is I came back 1 week with the intention of leaving, and after some incredible journeys, I thought it's too early to leave. I want to strike while the iron's hot. I was ripe for all sorts of other findings and emotions to come out, so I stayed another week. So in the two-week period, I did 25 shots of ayahuasca, which is considerably a lot. I had some incredible journeys, and I want to share those with you. The insights, the realizations, the changes in my life are so profound. I hope you follow me on this, and maybe it's going to sound a little too bizarre to be true, but they are in fact very, very true. So what I had discovered in my first ayahuasca ceremony when I came down here was that I set the intention of cleaning up some of my past pain because I walk around suffering from things I've done, experienced in my life, things I've created, pain and suffering I've inflicted on other people, and generally just a whole bunch of unhappiness. So I came here to look inside. And on the very first night that I was here, I dove into the pain of saying goodbye to my children. About 10 years ago, through a very unfortunate very hard, arduous, scorched earth tactical divorce almost. I lost contact with my children, and that was the hardest thing that had happened to me. And I never mourned that process, and on Monday night I did, and it was extremely, extremely painful. In the end, what I was able to do was forgive myself and give myself compassion and give my children forgiveness and compassion and love, and with the intention to fix everything, which I know how to do now. And that was really, really, diving into that pain was really, really hard. And I've never been able to do it before because my heart could never open, because it always protected itself. But what ayahuasca does is it pulls down that layer, that armor, that protection. It puts all your guns and knives and weapons all to the side, and it exposes you and opens you up so you can experience the raw emotions of what's inside of you. And that's exactly what it did. So I was able to push myself through that. It took me hours of crying and sobbing, but it was a cathartic experience, and one that was so healing in the end, and it gave me freedom, and it was incredibly, incredibly joyous at the end. So 2 nights after that, I had another experience, and the experience was my infliction of pain and suffering on other people. How I've been very, very difficult. How this pain that has been in my life, and the pain of, losing my children, has been forwarded and brought on to other people in other circumstances and situations, because that's what we do. We suppress our anger, our emotions, and then they leak out, and they leak out in ways in other relationships. They leak out in our careers, they leak out in our relationships to ourself, our health, our wellness, and that's exactly what had happened. So I became bitter and angry, and I took that out on other people. My beautiful wife, who's been nothing but supportive, has endured a lot of my my pain and my outward expression of it, and I was able to take a really good look at myself and dive into it and come out the other side yet again with love and compassion and forgiveness on my behalf, and a road back home, a way back to repair the damage that I've done, and ask for forgiveness, and ask for compassion, and give love. And nothing but love is what is needed in all these circumstances of pain, in self-discovery. So I went through a bout of that, and I had built some relationships with some of the people that are in the group. There was 50 of us in total, and we did 4 ceremonies, and we hung out together a lot, and I built really tough, strong bonds with other men. And when they saw that I was in such pain and agony because I was laying on my mattress, and it was in the morning, about 9 o'clock, and I had been crying and sobbing for about an hour, dealing with the reality of everything I caused, and my very big sadness towards myself, and my disappointment in myself. And I was sobbing and sobbing and sobbing, and they came over and they comforted me, they hugged me, they held me, and which made me cry even more. And but the amount of love that they gave, and from being a man, we don't do that kind of stuff, but they did, and we did, and we all held each other, and they even shed a tear. And just because it was so we opened our hearts, and it was amazing and loving, and I'll never ever forget that. So that was very big healing on my behalf, to forgive myself for everything that I had done. And the realization is that we are sandpaper to each other. This is why we're here. We're here to grind each other and wear our hard edges down, and make us kinder and gentler and more compassionate people. And my lessons, in all of this was to live my life, with my love being the very first thing of my expression. And because my heart opened up so much from those 2 experiences that I had down here, I was able to tap into it and feel it, and not guard it and not protect it, but to actually share it and give it out to other people, which is a huge move for me, because I've always felt a little bit inside that there's a part of me that is always locked away and hidden, because I can't let that out, because I'm too fearful of sharing it and making myself vulnerable to hurt. And I think a lot of us feel that way, where we protect ourselves, we build walls. We build walls in front of our scars to protect our scars. And those walls can be very cruel, they can be very hard, they can be very unforgiving, and they don't let the light shine in. That's the problem, is that there's no light in those spaces. So it's about tearing down those walls and letting the light heal those scars. Now, I've done therapy and psychologists, I've even seen a psychiatrist, and I've read many books. I have a big meditation practice, and all of those things has been helpful, but nothing has exposed me to myself like ayahuasca, because it tears down all of your blockages, your walls you build. It shows you the raw essence of who you are. So that's what happened in week 1. Week 2, because I had such great, powerful shifts and transformation in myself and my healing, what I did is I decided to stay another week, and that was the best move of my life, because the very next night in the ayahuasca ceremony, I met God. And I know it sounds really crazy, but it's not. I actually was in the presence of the energy of God, and the Almighty, the center of the universe, is where I traveled to, and it was as real as you watching this, it's as real as you poke yourself, it's as real as I can possibly ever explain. Like I was there, and it was so glorious, so magnificent, it's beyond description. The emotion of love and the depth of it, you can't even bear to describe, be honest with you. But when I was there, I was allowed or access, and I found access to, which is basically a womb, a big, beautiful, massive womb, more or less a birthing place of angels, and I got to see angels being born. Now let me explain that. What it was is this gorgeous cathedral-style room. And there's not a religious setting at all. It was more very much a futuristic kind of place, and it was so incredibly beautiful. And I was watching mostly women at this point stepping onto a platform one by one in different areas, and they were stepping into their light and merging with their soul, their spirit, their higher self from the cosmos, and they were combining and then merging and then shooting off as like they had their wings into the universe and flying home. And that's where home is. It's out there. It's not here. We're actually conceived here, but we're born in the stars. And I'm so 100% confident of that statement. But when I was there, I was going, wow, you know, it dawned on me, I'm not a spectator. I am actually there to participate. And I looked down and there was my platform. It's kind of a step to stand onto, a podium. And then as soon as I stepped on the podium, that exact moment I looked towards God, and the telepathic voice came over to me saying, yes, you are an angel. And at that moment, I realized that I'm eternal. I realized that I know what my purpose is. I know why I'm here. I know who I am. And I've been searching my whole life for it. I've always felt that there was something a little missing in my life. And it was always, you know, what is it? I was always in search for it. And at that moment, it all came crashing together in one moment. And I'm here, like all of us, to help other people wake up. That is my job. That's my mission. That is why I'm here. To share my knowledge, my wisdom, my experiences, and help other people realize theirs and to step into their light and their eternalness, and to then go and wake up other people, because that's what we're all here for. We're not here to build empires and, you know, buy boats and cars and all that stuff. I mean, sure, that's fine, but it's not why we're here. We're here to be of service to the planet and to ourselves, to help us go through this life school, this earth school, and move through it and become star children, to remember who we are. This is it. We're grinding each other on this planet so we can wake up and remember who we are, why we were here, because we come here without a memory of it. We come here to grind our way through, to crack open like a coconut, or crack open our hearts and our chests and become aware that we are of the higher self, and we live in the cosmos. And that's exactly what we do. And that's where we do come from. So I had that incredible vision, and then at the same time, right after flying from basically from that self-actualization, I went to the threshold, to the doorstep of pure enlightenment. I was right on the point of falling into the abyss of pure energy, pure light, to basically disintegrate into the ether. And I was right there, but it was so frighteningly, it wasn't frightening, it was so vast and so big that I caught myself for a second thinking that, where am I going? But more importantly, I didn't think I was going to come back, because I was just going to go off into the ether. So I hesitated for a minute, and then that held me there at this precipice. And because I didn't think that I could be downloaded that much information, but that much sheer energy, it would be like taking 1,000 watts of electricity and shooting it through a single incandescent light bulb and blowing it to smithereens. That's what I felt was going to happen. if I did that, but I didn't have the nerve to do it, so I stepped back. So that was that, and then I had nothing the night after, and then the night after that, I ran into another same episode, same thing. I actually experienced it all over again, but with a twist, that the infinite energy of the universe is feminine. The evening in the Maloka was a Wednesday night, was the feminine energy, and the shamans brought the feminine energy into the room. That was the theme of the evening. And I felt it, incredible, that the universe is feminine. And it was so beautiful, so incredibly moving, and the energy was so loving that it confirmed to me that what I had experienced the previous night. And that was amazing. So to top that all off, last night was the cherry on the cake, or the sundae, or whatever. Last night was with a shaman. His name is Mitra, and he does a very classical Peruvian style ceremony, and it's just beautiful. It's very theatrical, and the music is amazing, and live music as well too. And what happened was nothing happened basically all the night. And we were drinking yahe. Yahe is a particular type of pergola style ayahuasca, so you purge, a lot of purging. But nothing really happened to me all night long until I vomited at the end of the night. And I vomited, since I've been here, I don't even want to tell you how much, but that's the process. You're bringing up emotions, you're bringing up pain, you're expressing it through your body, through your yawning and coughing and wheezing. That's how these things come out, these little pain bodies that are inside of you. So they come out and they dissipate, and that's the process of this whole thing. So what happened is that in particular on last night, nothing happened until I did a big purge. And I was sitting on my bed and I was waiting for the morning, it was 9 o'clock, to finish up, because we started at 7:30 at night, and it's the longest of all the ceremonies. And I was waiting for it to finish, and I was just kind of like, nothing was happening, so it was kind of like a little on the boring side. For me, I was just kind of hanging around. And then all of a sudden I was like overcome with this huge, like, spinning down into the rabbit hole. There I went, and right in front of me was this big red, really kind of disgusting looking flesh wound. It was about 4 inches deep, and it looked like the inside of a tulip, and it was like deep inside of me somewhere. I couldn't see where it was, but I was going like, why am I experiencing this? Where is this coming from? So when we started the evening, the shaman had asked us, each of us individually, one by one, to explain what our intention was for that evening. And so everybody was sharing, I want to go deeper in myself. I want to, experience self-love. I want to grow my heart. I want to open my heart. And when it came to my turn, I said, I want to grow my heart. But then I also added to it, I want to stop being an asshole. And I went like, oh my God, I just said that in front of 50 people. Like, where did that come from? I had no idea. It just came out of the blue. And it shocked me and surprised me, because I wouldn't set myself up for embarrassment like that. But I said it, and I had no idea where it came from. So what happened was I kind of retreated and got a little embarrassed and went quiet. But then this morning, through this experience, when I had this flesh wound, as it grew over, it started healing itself completely, and it healed and it healed, and I was watching it, and then the skin came over, the wound came over, and then it started subsiding, like it was a big bump, and then it started subsiding. As soon as it stopped subsiding, I went, this feeling, like this energy left me. And I've never felt that in my life, to feel what I feel right now at this moment. because I've always carried around a heaviness with me, this darkness. And this darkness was that asshole that I'm talking about. And I've never had a day in my life that I didn't feel this little bit of heaviness, but I don't now, and I didn't at that moment. It just left me. It was like somebody came up and goes, here's your wish. You're not going to be an asshole anymore. That part of your body, that part of yourself is gone. It's moved on. So it was super incredible and enlightening for me to experience that. And I'm a forever changed person as a result. I know it sounds crazy, but after what I've experienced, it's not crazy at all. This is the way it works. Our higher selves are up there guiding us. So think of ourselves as like the higher version of ourselves is basically an angel, a star child, overseeing our life here and guiding us down the pathway. So it's our intuition that shows up sometimes when we're driving, as an example, and we want to go right and it says, no, go left. And we go, okay, and then we make that left. Well, that is our higher self giving us little helps and hints and clues how to live our life. That's why, you know, we go by intuition, we listen to our heart. That is our higher self. So that higher self was guiding me and looking after me and gave me what I came here for, because that's actually what I came to Rhythmia for, is to lose that part of myself, that part that is in conflict with a lot of things and a lot of people, and especially within myself, because I don't want to bump around in life anymore and not smell the beauty and the essence of the lingering life force that exists here. And I was missing it because I was grouchier and I just upset or angry or confused or whatever. It's like those emotions rob us of living. And I was tired of it. And that's why I came here and I spent all the money and experienced this to get rid of that part of myself, which I did. And it was a process though. I had to let go of the past pains in my life and start dropping all my bags as I was going along the way, and till I could finally be clean enough to let myself completely go. So it's a process, and it was very hard. I worked so hard at this whole time I've been here. I've dove into it. I've been meditating in between. I've been eating. I haven't been eating, actually. I've been just juicing. I've been trying to keep my energy level as peak the whole time, you know, doing my yoga and doing meditation and just being kind to myself and journaling. And I've been working and working and working day in and day out the whole time I've been here to finally get my miracle why I came here. So I'm just forever grateful. I'm forever transformed. I don't think I'm ever going to fall back in any of these habits and previous things that I used to do. And I'm just going to go and help as many people as I can. Spread as much light and as love, because that's why we're here. And I'm going to reconnect with those people that I've fallen out of touch with. And I'm going to really establish some beautiful new relationships. I'm changing my career as well too when I get home. I'm not doing what I was doing anymore. It wasn't really fulfilling my heart center, and it wasn't coming from my heart center, but I was doing the best I could with what I had. But I'm going home now to help my friend build his spiritual retreat center. I'm going to take up some beautiful arts that I used to do way back in the day that now I just want to do, because I know how amazing it is to express yourself. And I'm going to live my life now in a very beautiful way. And helping other people is the best expression of it. So I just want to say thank you for watching this, and thank you for following, and subscribe and enjoy your journey. And I'm throwing it out to anybody if they want to do ayahuasca. I wouldn't hesitate. Do it in a place that's safe. Do it in a place that has people that are looking after you and looking out for you, and where there's a community of kindness and love. And Rhythmia is the place for me. I recommend it highly, and it's made of love and light. So if you want any more information, please contact me at Ken at GoFindYourself.ca. Follow me on Instagram, and I'm on Facebook as well too. And I'm writing my book, and my book is called How to Wake Up Before You Die. And that's going to be the pathway to where I got to. And all my experiences, my life lessons, and all the asshole stuff that I did. So you'll see that it's actually was pretty crazy. Many people said, "Gang, write a book," all my friends, because it's been one crazy ride. But I can say now, everything's everything could not have played out any better. It's like the cards fell all exactly into the right place. It's just so miraculous, and it can only be divinely guided for it to happen. So thank you so much. Love you. Peace out, everyone.